Hello, my name is Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board's Director of Market Analysis and Service Channels. We're now through the first 2 months of 2019, and hopefully the coldest weather and most of the snow is behind us and we can start thinking about the spring market. With that in mind, let's take a look at what happened in February with an eye towards how public policy has influenced our marketplace. Greater Toronto Area Realtors reported 5,025 homes sold through TREB's MLS system in February 2019. This sales total was down by 2.4% on a year-over-year basis compared to February 2018. Sales were also down compared to January 2019 following preliminary seasonal adjustment. Now, given that the Greater Toronto Area saw above average snowfall, it would be easy to blame the weather for slower sales in February compared to last year. And while the weather may have had an impact, the fact of the matter is that sales were well below the February average over the past decade, largely because of policy-related issues. The OSFI-mandated mortgage stress test has left some buyers on the sidelines who have struggled to qualify for the type of home they want to buy. However, with this in mind, it is important to point out that there is a federal budget and election on the horizon. It'll be interesting to see what policy measures are announced to help with home ownership affordability moving forward. So despite sales being down year over year, new listings actually declined by a greater annual rate over the same period. This suggests that market conditions became tighter compared to last year. Tighter market conditions continue to support year-over-year average price growth. Both the MLS Home Price Index composite benchmark and the average selling price were up modestly on a year-over-year basis in February 2019. The MLS HPI composite benchmark was up by 2.4% year-over-year. The average selling price for all home types combined was up by 1.6% over the same period. Price growth was driven by the condominium apartment segment and higher density low-rise home types. On a preliminary seasonally adjusted basis, the average selling price was down compared to January 2019. Now, when we think about housing stats on a monthly basis, it's important to remember that home sales reported through TREB's MLS system have a substantial impact on the Canadian economy. A study conducted by Altus for TREB found that on average, each home sale reported through TREB resulted in approximately $68,000 in additional spin-off expenditures accruing to the economy. With sales substantially lower than the 2016 record peak over the past 2 years, we have experienced a hit to the economy in the billions of dollars, in the GTA alone, not to mention the rest of the country. This hit has also translated into lower government revenues and, if sustained, could impact the employment picture as well. Now, many people also rent in the GTA, and we certainly see a lot of rental transactions reported through TREB's MLS system as well. The rental market continued to operate in a high-demand, low-inventory environment during the first 2 months of 2019. Strong competition between renters resulted in average rents for 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments leased through TREB's MLS system increasing well above the rate of inflation on a year-over-year basis for the January through February period. The average 1-bedroom rent was up by 8.1% to $2,145, and the average 2-bedroom rent was up by 7.4% to $2,810 over the same period. With vacancy rates hovering in the 1% range and average rents increasing in the high single digits, it is clear that signing a lease for a rental unit is not an easy proposition in the GTA. While some rent control provisions have been relaxed by the new provincial government, policymakers need to take a further look at initiatives to encourage rather than discourage investment in rental apartments. A recent Ipsos survey conducted for TREB found that almost 1/4 of investment property owners are very likely to list their property for sale this year, which is concerning in an already tight rental market. So that is the housing market to date in a nutshell, as seen through TREB's statistics and analysis. I look forward to speaking with you again next month. Thanks very much.
Brought to you by GTA Realtors.